Good morning, y'all. I felt compelled to make a video with a post I made on Facebook for entertainment purposes, yet, of course, pardon it not lining up. Welcome to my world. A dear friend of mine commented on it that I worked in the banking world with many years ago. And it meant a lot to me because, it's the first person that's really just kind of supported me and been like, man, everybody that is around me physically, it just turns a blind eye to it. It's so crazy. So crazy. But the facts are the facts. Somehow along the way, I got intermingled with some cults, to say the least. And they saw something big in me. And nobody can tell me otherwise. And it's one of those things. It's facting. And so when I started the company in 2015, I've made videos about this before in reference to the growth and the expansion that came from all the properties that I added. And when I sent my resignation email that I sent in a hot skippity minute because I was just done. You know how you just I can't explain it. I can't explain it. I was just over the mind games, the manipulation, the coercion, the chaos, the deceit, the toxicity, the gaslighting, the disrespect. Major. And then now I replay the conversations of that and just the sarcasm in the way that so-and-so responded with your cute little jokes. Just stop on your way and you get a coffee. Yeah, that was cute. For my 5-hour conversation that I had the next day to talk about it. Talk about this resignation. Talk about it. And we get there, and man, was I met with some interesting things, to say the least. When you work for a company for over 8 years, and you have never gotten 5 hours of undivided attention, you barely could get a minute, or get an email responded to, or get a text message responded to. And then all of a sudden, you get a solid 5 hours. Well, that's interesting, right? It's very interesting, to say the least. I was met with a nice little lineup, and I'm going to provide you with what I posted on Facebook. I was told I would pay off $17,000 in personal debt, not a raise, but a part of life restructuring plan that would keep me tied to you indefinitely. That was the one thing that they always did. They never would give me raises, really. I had to beg for that. They would always want to pay off something or want to just give money, but not through the systematic ways. It was always under the table. Always under the table. Always. But at that point, and again, I take ownership in that. I should have stand firm on that. When I started the company, I did not have the business front, nor the mentality, nor the confidence to stand up against the immorality, the unethical, because I hadn't built myself or been, waged in the way of knowing that. I have my AA, but I didn't go to school for property management. I didn't go to school for business. I didn't do, when I started the company, it was literally just a Monday 9 to 5. That's all I wanted. I needed to be more available for my son. And here we are, freaking crazy what y'all have done. Nuts. I was pressured to give up my own car and drive one of theirs. It was so funny too. I can replay the conversation where he calls his mom and was going through all the cars, because there was 5 cars. I guess they had a dealership out front. Who knows at this point? Who freaking knows? Interesting. So I had to give up my car drive one of theirs. And then never came, it's so funny too, because it was like, my son did travel soccer. I was told he had to quit travel soccer. We had to move out to one of his rental properties because he has quite a few of those. Hey, he, them, they, whatever, right? And live in one of their rental properties. I would be taking a pay cut in my hourly to pay the rent. I would drive one of their cars. My son would quit soccer. He would get a job at Publix. I mean, this is literally the conversation I had. Is that normal? That's normal to people? That's very normal, right? I would go to venture say absolutely not. H to the E double L, no. That's why I ran. And this stuff like this, I mean, this was the greatest magnitude of it, but this is how I was coerced and manipulated throughout the entire time that I was there. And I don't give a crap. I'd love to have another conversation. I really freaking would. And the really thing that really, really bothered me was you could tell in the 5 hours that I was there, I was just completely lost and broken. You could tell. Hands down. Hands down. I was completely depleted. Depleted by killing myself, building this business for you. And in the meantime, here I am crying out for help. You're then creating this little plan to pull me in even more by a dictatorship while you're planning my demise in the background. Just imagine living through something like that. And again, I'm very grateful for everything that I've learned. Very, very grateful. But the magnitude of the deceit and people just taking advantage of good people, people that carry good faith, people that are literally just crying out for help from you, move mountains for you. And you talk to them like this. The best part about this too was, this is what the clincher was for me. There was an employee that started, I think it was in 2019, that had no lick of experience, none of property management experience. It was like, here you go. Well, it was the owner's kid's teacher. And so here I have this employee that I had to train, manage, on top of running the company, right? At the end of the conversation, that was, just a straight mind manipulation. He has so-and-so come into the office and then go over everything that we just talked about with a coworker that I'm supposed to be her superior. Because that's normal. That's normal. Do you know how belittling? And that was a normal day activity. Not quite to the extent of the 5 hours and all that, but the belittling, talking down to me, undermining me in front of people that you want me to manage. If you find yourself in a company working for a company that's completely undermining you in front of people that you're supposed to manage, how are you supposed to manage people? You're setting the tone right there. You're setting the tone right there. You're setting them up to fail. You have to stand by your management and create a train of showing the proper scales of how to lead a team. And undermining and belittling one of your managers in front of another employee is not the way to do it. Not the way to do it by any means. Nobody deserves that treatment. Absolutely no one. And here we are. Here we are. Shame on you. Shame on all of you. Shame on all of you. That's why I pray so heavily for you, because you know what you do. You know what you did.